Hi, this is a short video on the Capitec Mercantile 1 format, which is processed via OCR. I'm going to show you how errors occur and how to resolve them, and just talk about why they occur. Okay, so let's say we have Capitec. This is a screenshot from the Spike app, and we can see that a statement has been successfully processed, but there are 10 breaks. So let's have a look at that PDF that got downloaded. And this is it over here, and this is the CSV that came out of it. And the complaint was that some of the values are excessively high. So first of all, what does it mean to be OCR based? If you have a look at this text here, it says balance brought forward, and you can highlight it in the PDF. If I'm doing Control-C to copy and bring up a text editor, if I paste it in there, you can see it's just garbled text. So what's happened with this is the text layer that's inside the PDF has been replaced with obfuscated text. So you can't use the normal process that we use for all the other statements, which is to extract the text out and work out which column each bit of text is in. We can't use that with this format. So this is only for the Capitec Mercantile 1 format, that we have to go through a much more complicated process, which is to convert it into a picture, and then use the Google OCR engine to turn the picture back into text. Now that is slightly more error prone. It's pretty good, as you'll see now, but it does still have errors, and those errors are beyond our capability to fix. So you have to pay attention, just for this format, Capitec Mercantile 1, to this breaks column. There should be 0 breaks. If there are breaks, then you're going to have to use this technique to manually resolve them. Okay, and what is that technique? We've got to look through all the amounts and the balances to find which lines do not get extracted correctly using OCR. And there's a shortcut to working out how to do it. You don't have to go line by line. This is a statement with a lot of pages to it. Let's see, there are 18 pages. So that would be quite hard to do that all if we were doing this line by line. I'm just going to create a bit more space here. The trick to do it is to put in your breaks column. And breaks. The way that works is you say, take the balance from the previous transaction, add the amount from this transaction, should get you the balance at the end of that transaction. So if you subtract them, you should get 0. Okay, and now if you extend that to the end of the statement, you can have a look through here and try and find any line which is not 0 is going to be probably because the amount of balance got wrong. So let us just do a few things here. Let us freeze the top row. This will be called something similar, but live in a different place in Windows Excel. This is a Linux equivalent called LibreOffice. And then let's also turn on our filters and bring up the PDF and the Excel side by side so that we can compare. Let's look for, you can ignore the ones that are 0. Those have been correctly imported. So actually there's only these 10 left. And bear in mind that every time you get the balance wrong on one transaction, it will impact the transaction after it, even if the one afterwards was correctly imported, because it's now going to be working off the wrong balance. Okay, so let's have a look for inward EFT credit, ABSA, Nafira on the 13th of April. This is now how we would look to see what the value should be. There's 13th of April is here, here's Nafira. So it's that transaction there. It should be 11,559, 11,559 and 44 cents, which it is, but probably the balance is wrong. Minus 3.2 million. Okay, it's left off the dot. I'll just zoom in on this a bit. It should be 0.24. It should have 24 cents. And actually, the OCR has not picked up the dot, so we've got it as a much larger value. 321 million instead of 3.2 million. Okay, so once we stick in the dot, watch what happens to this breaks column. Okay, now that we have the correct amount, that has resolved the break. if you added the amount to the previous balance and then subtracted that, you would get 0. And notice how it also fixed the line below that. And then you just repeat that for every other break that's there. Engine Ruddercup on the 15th, engine Ruddercup on the 15th, it's this one here. It is, okay, so what's happened here is the amount, 1,001 Rand and 24 cents, has actually been joined. It got received as one giant number as the amount. So the 3.24 million is actually joined into there. So if we extract that out and remember to stick in our cents, then we can do negative 3.2, that's resolved it there. Okay, so this is kind of laborious, but you realize pretty soon that there's a range of common problems. Amount and balance being joined together. If you see a very long number, that's what's happened. If you see a missing dot, just add it in. So you can kind of guess to see what the issues were. And if just doing that resolves it, then you can still go through an eyeball and check that this one is actually correct. But anyway, that's now resolved the problems.